I don't have a figure of people coming into the country on a daily basis with coronavirus. That figure is held centrally elsewhere in government.
Have you really not had an updated figure since 23rd of March?
No, we have updated figures every day.
So how come the only figure that you've got in your briefing is 0.5%, which is the figure from the 23rd of March? Can you confirm how many people do you estimate are coming into the country at the moment with coronavirus?
Well, that I don't know. I mean, on a daily basis, the number of people coming into the country is approximately 50,000 people, and that's across all modes of transport. I don't have a figure of people coming into the country on a daily basis with coronavirus. That figure is held centrally elsewhere in government.
So, of the 50,000 people currently coming in that you referred to into the UK, what is the government's current estimate of how many of them are likely to be carrying coronavirus?
Well, the estimate, and officials are clear about the estimate on this, and the estimate being the only reliable estimate based on their data sets, is 0.5, and that is the figure that they are considering using.
Still, for July?
That is effectively what I have been presented with in terms of the figure that they are saying is reliable.
But that was a figure for the 23rd of March. That was a figure for the 23rd of March as a percentage of the number of cases in the country. What is the figure for now, today, in July, when we've got different quarantine arrangements in place that presumably are based on some evidence? What is your figure for now? Of that 50,000, what's the government's estimate about the number of those people who are likely to be carrying coronavirus and thereby presumably justifying the quarantine arrangements you have in place?
Well, I have just told you the figure that I have been given as the only reliable estimate. We will ask for that to come to you in writing from a government scientific advisor.
Have you really not had an updated figure since 23rd of March?
No, we have updated figures every day.
So how come the only figure that you've got in your briefing is 0.5%, which is the figure from the 23rd of March?
Based on the data sets that the scientific advisors in government are using.
OK, can I just ask then, just to ask Matthew Rycroft and Shona Dunn, why does the Home Secretary's briefing papers only have a figure from the 23rd of March? Why has she not been given a more up-to-date assessment of the number of cases of coronavirus or the proportion of cases of coronavirus coming into the country?
If I can come in, Chair, the Home Secretary, as you said, has asked and received continually updated estimates of the proportion of cases in the UK that come in from overseas, and that number continues to be up to 0.5%. So it's a refreshed number. It happens to be the same upper limit as the number from the 23rd of March, but it is a refreshed advice from stage.
And that still is an assessment of the number of cases in the country. What about the number of cases coming into the country as a proportion of the number of cases arriving at the border? Have you ever had that figure? Mr. Rycroft?
I think that the number that, well, I have nothing further to add to what the Home Secretary and the Second Home Secretary have said.
Okay. Well, it is just quite troubling that it seems that none of you are able to explain just an assessment of the number of people likely to be coming into the country with coronavirus or the proportion of the 50,000.